The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to the show, brought to you with Levi Solicitors. 10% discount. 10% discount on your legal fees at levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Down here with Michael and Moscow. From many parts of the UK where you can use Levi Solicitors services. You can use their fantastic and easily navigable online booking system to make yourself an appointment. And you could even have your appointment from the comfort of your own home using your special camera and the internet digital highway.
It's mad, isn't
to
it?
speak to them.
MSN Messenger, something like that.
Could you do that from if you live in Duntemsist?
Yeah.
Or even East Modsell? Or Tremere upon the Burho Sands, which is
that sounds like Belgium.
A little further along the coast. Well, it's just along the coast from New Film Gates.
Oh, yeah.
All of these places you can access.
And you can access great services. It's like wills, probate, conveyancing, Michael, and other stuff.
And other stuff too.
Yeah. Like?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were... I thought other stuff was enough. The medical negligence. You don't want any of that.
No.
Professional negligence. No, thank you. Get them sorted.
From Baswich to Doneworth to New Ninchfingen to South Beach Pock.
Thank you.
Anywhere. West Poybright, Stone Down,
What list do you want?
Thorpeton.
He's on a map, isn't he?
Just remembering some towns.
Oh, okay.
Royal Groveton.
It's just a notes app on his phone. He's just got a list of town names.
Just
likes them.
I mean, how else would I remember the fine people of Wood Claremouth, who can also access this?
People of Wood Claremouth and surrounding areas, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Let's do part 3 of the show now then, and that is Heroes and Villains, the Ken Bates Villain of the Week Award nominations for Chelsea Bastards, various Chelsea nominations, Todd Bowley specifically, Ben Chilwell specifically for Farner. In the Leeds corner, we've got Leeds as a concept, Jackie, Bamford's Body, Meslier and McKennie. Elsewhere, we've got the concept of corners. Jesse Marsh gets a mention as well.
He always crops up in these still.
And I was saying as well that we're resurrecting... Do you remember your book of petty grievances, Moscow, in which we listed things that sort of mildly annoyed us but weren't really worthy of giving the award to? I've started a new petty grievances category, and going into that is London. Matt isn't a fan of London. And the Nets, Boney M suggesting that the Nets are too small for us.
An opinion that is shared and amplified in the next issue of the Square Ball that is out on Saturday. So to read more about Boney M, Boney M didn't write it. But to read more about what we presume Boney M is thinking by just like telepathy. That's that.
You'll find it in the mag.
Yeah.
Thank you. So of the Chelsea Bastards, anybody stand out for you there?
Well, Ken Bates for Frank Lampard has been nominated. I didn't see much.
Are we petty grievance in them, or are we sticking them in the Bastards?
It's more than petty grievances for those, particularly Bates. He's a fucking huge grudge. So there are a few people in this world that I dislike more than Ken Bates.
Although I do look at their stadium frequently, like I saw their Champions League game against Dortmund last night, and I always look at it and laugh. I thought that stadium's it's too small for what you're trying to do, and that's Ken's fault.
And also,
wanted to build flats and hotels.
It's architecturally disgusting, which is well done to Ken. He loved that sort of beige brick.
80s business park.
It's kind of quite a lot of stuff in Leeds looks like that actually.
Not like that.
Well, it's just a sort of generic 80s, 90s office look. There's too much of it about.
There is a brand. Is it the Leeds office it's known as or something like that?
The Leeds look.
That's it.
Was the kind of postmodern vibe where it was like red brick with sort of blue detailing on the classic. Well, the most exuberant, the most boring example and the most exuberant example are opposite each other at the bottom of Westgate. I think it's called Westgate House, is the sort of big orange brick tower block that's there in the roundabout as you're going out towards Burley, and opposite that is the Magistrates Courts, which is a bit more of a Lego show.
Yeah.
If you go down Dock Street as well,
I think they're refurbing
there,
Westgate House, aren't they, at the minute?
They may well be.
That's exciting, isn't it?
But,
Leeds architectural developments for you here on the Square Ball podcast. Anyway,
the courts opposite, also is like that red brick.
Looks a bit like a sort of a Playmobil type building, doesn't it? Yeah, like a Lego. Yeah. Anyway,
Todd Bowley gets we won't understand the reference sadly because we were I think we were all listening on the radio, but he says the world feed shots of him because the camera kept panning to him.
Oh, hi to you if you saw that. We didn't.
But
obviously.
it was
Yeah.
Adam Pope didn't mention it on the commentary.
No.
Seen the highlights since, so I am aware of this. And
Who's William Devane? He looks like a shit William Devane.
He does actually. Yeah, he's an actor. You'll recognise his face.
All right, let me Google him.
You'd think he'd have smartened up. Claudia Schiffer was there.
Ah, yeah.
I read in the sports section of the Daily Mail, told me that she was looking splendid. There were some pictures, so that's good. That's what you get for following Chelsea, is you get to know that Claudia Schiffer attended the game.
Jake in Florida mentions Ben Chilwell. I developed kind of a really passionate dislike for Ben Chilwell. Was it just because he was getting too much space down that left-hand side, or was it something to do with his hair? I'm not quite sure.
I think
what
Jake
it
from
was.
Florida probably captures it. He said Mason Mount wasn't active, felt like a little bitch. So Chilwell took on his pissy role.
Yeah.
He does have that sort of a face, doesn't he?
Was it him that Melier grabbed?
Yeah.
And really just settled everything. I loved that. So I have so much time for Melier.
Yeah, and Brendan Aronson's bench press picks out Fofana. Whenever I hear Fofana, I hear the Rihanna song, Fofana, what's my name? Terrible. Anyway, he had another go after having missed the chance in the first half, had another go. Greedy and shameless. Correct. In the Leeds corner...
I think related to that is going straight to Melier off of Fofana, because he's getting some criticism for his positioning is terrible for the goal. But if you're just going to keep giving Fofana free headers at him, there's only so many times he can be well positioned to stop a good header of a football just being allowed to head it at you constantly. I will have nothing against Illan Melier this week. I'm not in the mood for it.
Jackie's getting some pelters as well.
All this.
Yeah. But again, we don't need to dig out Leeds too much. You know, nobody's going to benefit from it, from us saying our players are bad, are they? Elsewhere, the concept of corners, Tom doesn't like it.
Can we say our players are broken? Can we get annoyed about that?
Let's put it in a positive. Let's say that they need to improve.
Yeah.
And what could be more excitement than the opportunity for improvement?
And people are upset as well. Scrooge in particular, not happy at Jesse Marsh for bringing on Rodrigo in that FA Cup game because it's cost us down the line.
I don't mind having a go at him.
Fine. Who's your villain of the week? Ken Bates, villain of the week. Ken Bates? We can't give it to him, can he? Those are the rules.
That's true.
We could annoy. It would probably piss him off if it's Todd Bowley. I don't know how really to say it. If Todd got it, not Wisconsin Todd who nominated him. I didn't realise we got into like a Todd on Todd rivalry. I
hate Todd on Todd crime.
Todd Carty involved?
Could have been. Todd from Neighbours as well. Was it Todd Landers?
I wonder what Bates thinks of Todd.
Or am I thinking of Todd Flanders?
Because the Chelsea's owners is getting progressively more and more rich since Ken Bates left. What do you think he thought when he looked at the world feed and saw Todd in the stands?
Better than that bloody Russian. Yeah, and his gangsters. What did they knock down my hotel? Which is actually the best bit of Chelsea. Under the bridge. Still going strong.
That's a nightclub, isn't it?
Is it still going under the bridge?
There,
I feel like
isn't
you
it?
know this.
I mean, yes, I was there just the other week.
I feel like you'd be up to date on
it's
these.
definitely there as a space, isn't it? I think at Chelsea, yeah. It's under the old, is it the West Stand or whatever? That.
Oh, when you search under the bridge, you get. Apparently, there's
I
a Red
have
Hot Chili Pepper song that's more famous than a nightclub under a stadium. Unbelievable.
Any thoughts on the All Saints version?
Better.
Fair enough.
An interesting hill to die on. Good luck, Moscow. Player of the Year scores, by the way. So the Chelsea scores came in.
We've not even named who we're giving it to.
We have. You just said, didn't you? Who was it?
No. Because there was some chat about...
Give it to Chilwell.
Yeah, I was going to say
Fine.
Chilwell.
Yeah.
He sort of represents Chelsea in the best way.
Right.
Also, when they beat Dortmund last night, I caught the end of that, and he's been a right little teacher's pet around Graham Potter. Like, you can tell which players are kind of like not really into him, and then the other ones were going, "Oh, Graham, we did it for you," and he was one of them.
No one likes
Under the Bridge,
snivel
by the way,
rat.
is its own website describes it as London's most unique venue.
London,
That's a lie.
London's a big place.
It's also like illiterate because if you can't be the most unique if there are three things that are unique,
They're all unique.
they're all equally unique. One cannot be more unique than the other. So shut the place down.
Yeah. Chelsea scores, right. So the average versus Southampton for Player of the Year, the scores by our TSB Plus members were 6.82 average versus Southampton, 5.36 this time for Chelsea. Not a good day for Jackie Harrison, scoring under 3 out of 10. And Robin Koch was our man of the match.
Going lower than the referee is always the
It's a bad sign.
It's
isn't
always
it?
the bad mark is that because referees never get above like 4.
Robin Koch, a fraction under 6.4 out of 10 was our star performer, with Junior Firpo keeping that average bumping up.
Defence all did all right.
Yeah.
I'm glad Robin got player of the match because he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, and the overall scores for the Player of the Year award, Nonto still out in front with the score. The only one with a score over 7 out of 10 average for the season, but it's creeping down because he's been left out, hasn't he? So he's not played there, and it's, it has an impact when you come off the bench.
Also, people are giving him lower scores because he's not playing as well.
Yeah, there is that. And Javi Gracia, though, scoring quite highly, and Tyler Adams and Max Verber still up there in the top 3 or 4. Gitana Baradi Hero of the Week awards in the Leeds corner, Javi Gracia, Firpo, Melier, Somerville, Ayling, Verber and Koch all received
And
nominations.
No?
Outside the non-Leeds nominations, Reece Nelson gets a mention for that kick in the teeth against Bournemouth. And honourable mentions as well. These are people who are not going to win, but definitely deserve a mention. Liverpool, such a special bunch of people.
Yeah, it was good, that.
Um,
I don't want them doing it on the regular, but against Scum.
yeah.
They can do
Go
it on
ahead.
the regular against Scum. can't
Yeah.
Cammy and Milner for their MBEs. Well done to you. And Cammy obviously got the assist to get Leeds United promoted in 1990.
James Milner had his birthday cake with Terry Venables. That was nice.
Yeah, and Forever 16.
And scored a goal against Chelsea, didn't he, as well, Milner? So
And finally, Calvin Phillips is getting a little bit of love just because we no longer have him. Jason wants to give him a mention, a player that could tackle and pass. What a novelty. Anyway, in the Leeds corner, who are the main candidates for you for the award this week? Melier for his attempt on goal.
it would have been so good.
Our best attacker, potentially, in that game against Chelsea.
There was a good save in there as well. And yes, and Alice has pointed out giving Chilwell a cuddle like a boa constrictor so that Tyler didn't end his life. It was great the way he just appeared from absolutely nowhere and just
No.
and pinned his arms to his side with just one movement. Big fan of that. Didn't really care about the rest of the game. That was good.
Javi's nomination comes from Andy in Salford, who says it's not his fault he's coaching the Victor Orta Broken Toys under-19s, which I think we're in that sort of mood, aren't we, at the minute?
The broken toys are older, in fairness, at the moment, aren't they? It's Rodrigo and Bamford who are letting us down so badly by being injured. But yeah, it's interesting actually on the scores how the defenders are now all doing fairly well since we've stopped playing such an insane system at the back. You can see some semblance of organisation there, so they're not horribly exposed in the same way as we were. Equally, you could say the attack doesn't look great.
Not very attacky, is it?
Quite defendy. Although, I mean, there have been chances, haven't there, against Fulham? If we had taken them.
Gracia made the point after Chelsea, wasn't he, that since he's been here, we scored 1 against Southampton and conceded 1 to Chelsea. Fulham is Fulham, but it was, the FA Cup and just a bit awkward how we just kept missing. If we hadn't fluffed all those chances the way we did, you just go like, nah. So we're not George Graham's Leeds yet.
And we're just building from the back, Moscow, aren't we? That's what we're doing.
Well, yeah, it's good that we, didn't concede more to Southampton or to Chelsea. Wouldn't have made much difference at Chelsea. Did make a difference at Southampton. But like I said before, it's kind of starts from now, and it. We'll see what you can do with them this week by encouraging them towards the goal.
Yes, do more of that.
On that point, Verber and Koch both nominated Scrooge for Baron von Koch. Played a superb all game and has been 10 times. I said 10 times the player since his reliable neighbour showed up. I think Koch's been good all season, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that why Newcastle are going to sign him?
Well, this is it.
Is that the rumour?
They want
Apparently
to,
so.
if they want that double swoop for Koch and Harrison, and then we'll watch them ascending to Champions League heights. But yeah, I think Koch's been good. And Verber, whether he's been the key man in Koch playing well or not, is just good.
Or is new Firpo the key to it all? As Wedge says, Firpo, he's a whole new player. I don't understand one single bit of it. He's calm and composed, was playing left back, then was centre forward apparently, then just said, fuck it, I'm now a DM, and did well in the middle of the pitch. Don't think he was put there tactically or anything. He just runs the show now.
Yeah. Who's your winner? Is it Verber?
Koch did better on the ratings if we're just gonna dish it out to a centre back.
Yeah, I would be dishing it to Koch because it's all very well Verber turning up in January. He's had to suffer years of this.
Then this will be the thing that persuades him to just sign a new contract. I mean, who was it did, didn't he? what's the lad called?
Llorente
signed a
He
new
did.
contract.
Yeah, it didn't hold him back.
No. So
It's gone from strength to
great.
strength.
Well done, Robin Koch. Is that
Played a whole 1 minute for Roma.
is that what we're saying then? Koch's having it, is he?
Yeah, go on. He's a good lad, and he helps out with that children's farm, doesn't he? I'm not sure how I feel about necessarily farming children, but
He helps out well.
apparently it's free range. There's a children's adventure farm that he pretty much as soon as he arrived, I think because there are nice people in this world and some of them are footballers, he was like, right, I'm going to support a charity. What's a good one? And there's
It's that farm where they farm children.
he found a
He let them out of their cages.
children's farm. Can you find? You're looking for it. Can you find the name? Give it a shout out.
Linehan Farm.
There you go.
Good.
So he's just a good fella.
I know. No, I was thinking about Liverpool, and do we need to acknowledge their role in giving us something good to cling on to this week? But
We've mentioned them. They have the honourable mention.
Liverpool will give themselves enough praise.
Yes,
that's true.
If I know them like I think I do.
Chasing Wout Weghorst across the north for daring to touch the "This is Anfield" sign.
So in a fairly fallow week, Robin Koch
Yeah,
is the winner.
but don't let that detract from the honour, Robin.
Yeah, it's a very prestigious
Even
award.
though some of it is farming based. Well done all the same.
Yeah, there you go. That's the old weekly show done then for this time. Back next week for more, shall we?
Back on Saturday after Brighton.
Yes, we've got the match ball on Saturday tea time, UK time.
Is it tea time?
No, we're playing at 3:00, but we'll be in here at tea
Oh,
time.
okay.
Won't we?
Christ, I thought the move kick-off. I was going to say I was going to turn up a lot earlier.
Yes,
than that.
Michael, it is.
Right, I'll turn up on time. I will check this.
It says in my automatically updated diary entry for iCal or whatever it's called.
I'll get there for the start of the game. Probably
3:00. It's saying Ellen Road.
Good
on
as
on
it should
Saturday.
be.
So I'll see you back down here after that, and we'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.